of all, thank you very much, Assis, for bringing this conference here, and thanks, Jason, for organizing this. I'm so lucky I am the before of your movie, and I'm so happy that most of my topic is already covered. But I'm lucky that what I need to say, that all the topic we have been discussing since morning, we are the one who developed this technology behind. So I will take you through the tour. The quick for 10 minutes I have. So Novus is pioneering the technology for complete GRC discovery. Starting from the 2002 onwards, we have been developing all this technology which is needed for the governance. Across the globe, we are total 6 locations. The various sectors we saw, this is just a glimpse. We use this technology for all the different purposes, including what Pawan was describing, one of the example. So we are developing those kind of different tools and the technology used for several different regions. Discovery I will not take you through. Jason has very well explained that. It's all about how electronic data we covers, how exactly we analyze the information, and how this ESI is a part of your evidence process. This is a classic model. I will little even focus on the information governance. Today is really a concern area where most of our data is being doubled in every 2 years. So we need to understand that what is the reason and how we cover this cost. So why the e-discovery is a costly process? It's because of the lack of information governance practices within all the organizations, lack of ESIs, the classification which needs to be there within the corporations, lack of policies of the retentions, your legal hold practices, how you eliminate the duplicate documents within the corporations, and so many different aspects where how a privileged documents, work products, and so many elements you need to control. One thing in the morning and is already covered in the information governance, that why it is related to the e-discovery. We all need to understand this now. If you see here, 69% enterprise information has a no business value. What it means, we are managing the large bunch of the data which has a zero value in terms of the business. Can we handle those data separately? If you see a lot of time, like more than 20% time, employees putting their time just to look their information. How we can address those areas. So a lot of elements where the information governance is the fundamental for any organization who is really minimizing the e-discovery cost. How we can set the best practice of legal hold. Legal hold, true practice you can set only when you have a proper governance practice within the firm. Without having the information governance practice, legal hold, it becomes just a procedural thing, not to hold the actual record. If you really wanted to hold the actual record, you need to have the governance practice in place. Then and then you would be able to in positions to capture that record and hold it right there. So IG is very important for e-discovery. I will not take you more of the point because it's already a part of the previous presentations. So I'll just keep this. If you see broadly the IG, it covers the securities, it covers the record management, it covers the privacy, which Taylor has already covered as the GDPR. That if you need to control even the GDPR, you need to have the information governance practices well in advance controlled. So this is how it looks. This is how we see the world today. That having a governance practice in place, you are very planned. What you see, the data flows. And in the e-discovery, you see the structure where we don't know the data sources. And now in the world of today, a lot of this new IM is coming out. WhatsApp, and there are several tools. And every tool has their own encryption policies. So it's becoming really a nightmare to control the data pools and the data sources. So discovery is going to be reactive. We need to turn it to be a proactive by putting the right practices. And how a Novus has evolved in last 15 years, developing all the ecosystems around the discovery. So this is where I would like to bring your attention that throughout the discovery, we have an easy suite technology which covers the entire part of the end-to-end discovery processes. Easy manage, today we all know, majority of the time when we have a litigations, how we deal the litigation. You have litigation, you send the memo, you start collecting the data, you have a preservations, but this litigation runs for years and years. And over these years, your team is changing, sometimes the councils get changed, so it's really a nightmare to manage all these transactions throughout these litigations. So you need to have a best practices to control these transactions. So we have designed a specialized platform to manage that. So we call that as easy manage. So how easily you can manage all your case-related transactions from counsels in-house to externals, vice versa. So e-discovery, if you broadly look at it, it's not just about the data. Because your case, if it starts today, it's going to continue so many years. And you need to have a better handle on it. The second interesting thing what we observe in the discovery is so many times after the review ends, I'm not going to talk much about the review. Jyoti has very well explained what is a review and how you control the cost. But the key element is, after the review, what is the next step? Our next step is to producing those documents. But if you see beyond that, before even the productions, you really need to understand the data which you are producing. Sometimes you need in-house counsel's overview also, that this is the final set we are going to produce. And we take the consent of those counsels. What is the process to control that? That is the biggest challenge. We can't give access to everybody to the review platform. Right? So it's very difficult for any law firm or a counsel to grant the access to the in-house counsels, the entire process you are executing. That's not practically doable. So we designed another platform around the e-discovery that can we have ecosystems where whatever data is going to get produced, before even it get produced, have a one high site view by the both side counsel and have agreements. So that's a Cryptocom we come out. So on top of Cryptocom, we again redesigned the platform for arbitration management. It's very interesting. Today in the morning we are talking about arbitrations. The global practice in the arbitration is changing now. Even in India, now the arbitrations, more and more electronic is coming out, right? And most of the arbitrators today, they are working across the globe. So sometimes the tribunal, where all the arbitrators are sitting different places, how we are going to manage the data for all these arbitrators for several hundred cases for some giant corporations. So you need to have a very systematic approach to all your dispute resolution practice. So we designed this entire ecosystem which talk to each other and design the outputs for the clients. So this is the information governance technology we designed, keeping in mind of GDPR. A lot of time, the biggest challenge today that most of the corporation is facing is all the people start changing the emails. Then a lot of BCC were happening. So these are the concerns of a lot of big companies. So how you can put a control over all the data set which being created within your corporations. So you need a technology. There is no way a manual things is possible today. So Naya Age is going to perform on all the data which your corporation is exchanging, and it puts all your monitoring keywords. I'll give you an example. Let's say any email going out as a BCC, and in the body area someone is writing a settlement. So this is the email, needs to go out to the compliance. That someone is leaking the information where the email is getting exchanged and some content is there. So I'm just giving you one very simple example, but you can create a lot of compliance rules around your data, and you can build around the complete control of the data. So on top of that, we also have a legal hold on it. So let's say you have entire corporation and you want to put a hold on all your data, you can easily do that. So this is the discovery platform we designed and developed, which covers all the core component of discovery, fundamentally. So that's the reason there is no theory, it's already very well covered by the Jyoti and the team. So the processing is the technology which is going to process all your contents, including its start to the end of the delivery. The Easy Review is the platform which covers the TAR, which you very well explained. So the biggest challenge here is, can we automate that to the council? So the moment your TAR is done, automatically workflow is created. The subset of those risky documents supplied to the team so they can re-review. No one needs to do anything. System will take care of all the part which needs to be done. You just design the workflow. Once your TAR is over, it will submit the risky documents to the respective councils to look into. So we designed this Easy Review platform completely to help the councils, and it has all the very interesting features covered to the latest to all the review platforms. Our processing tool is also covering the production criteria, so all the productions globally, whatever is we need to do, we can do it. If you see at the bottom, the Easy Manage, which I was explaining you, throughout this practice, a lot of time the paralegal teams or the players, they need to keep a track of every movement. What we process, what move to the TAR. Within the TAR, there are several workflows, how we control that. And there are different teams performing these duties over the period 24/7. So how we manage that. So we again design the platform to support that. So this way gradually a Novus has developed the entire ecosystems around the discovery. So this is a classic case of all the emails we all are always exploring. And you see these emails, and this is how it can be structured. So it's not only by the conversation ID, but also by actual contents. So we truly remove your signatures, any of this information which is repetitive, has a no value of that. And then based on the pure content, a system will design and, it will create this thread. This is another classic case of how you map all the domains, especially for privileged domains. So can we design in such a way that the moment you import the data, and if you have already configured your privileged data, then system by rule will design all those documents as a privilege, and will also create a privileged log based on your templates. So this is a TAR. I am not getting into that, where, as a normal process, what is the process? Where, you can have a bunch of a document from where, generally we create a sample. And the sample either, it's your seed set or training sets. And based on that, your model generally prepare. But the biggest thing for a TAR is how you apply that. What are the attributes you are covering? Is your system is allowing you to go for a several attributes level or not? Because this is very subjective. What in previous demo, we have seen is whether it's relevant or non-relevant, whether it's a privilege or non-privilege. But there are also the model which we can create, which based on the organization level. I can give you a classic case where, the employees are talking, congratulating each other, arranging the parties. So this is the model which knows the casual conversation. So you just apply, after importing all your data, it will segregate all those emails. So there are a lot of different TAR you can create. Not only the categories as a responsive or non-responsive, but also the learning as a true learning. And based on that, you can utilize this. So the system is as such, the moment you are reviewing a document, it will pop out and say, look, you are reviewing a wrong document, move to the next. Here is your document set. So is the system guides us? Yes. This system will help you when you are doing even a linear review or you are doing a review through the TAR. So this is another versions. Typically, a lot of time we have a problems in reducting the privileged contents. Now, if it is a one term, it's then okay. Let's say if you have a 900, 800, some terminologies which you need to redact, there is no way you can go manually and do that. In a system, you can easily configure and you can remove all those problematic terms which is hurting you in the case. If it is a privilege, so you can design, you can analyze, and you can filter those documents automatically. No manual way. It's completely an automated way you can cover up. So these are all the solutions all around the e-discovery. So we have been working in the legal space for last 15 years and design all this different technology with the different applications around the e-discovery in the one side, and the other side we designed the Naya Edge to help the companies for proactiveness. So we can proudly say that we are the only one who start from the proactive governance to the end to the discovery and surrounded by all the technology under one umbrella. Thank you very much.